Hello everyone, this is Days Wit coming from my war room in East Taunton, Massachusetts. It is United Kingdom's turn one, and finally there's going to be some action. And as such, I'm going to split this video into probably two parts. I'm going to go through now the setup, like what's going to war, and I think I will hopefully cover all of my non-combat movements, but I may miss some, and I'll cover it in the next video. But so the UK has two economies. On the right is the FEC, on the left is the UK-Europe board. UK-Europe board is getting ready for Sea Lion, which is most likely coming not this term, but the next. But should probably make it a little uncomfortable for Germany to try to give it with the one transport, just because they have a couple of ships that can bombard. They have a couple planes. Germany's air force was annihilated in their first turn, so they're not as strong as they thought they were going to be. And so the UK Europe board bought one fighter and 6 infantry for all their money. And the FEC, they bought a minor factory and an artillery, and they have $1 left over. And I'm going to show you. The FEC is declaring war on Japan. And I think I'm probably, with these guys here, I haven't decided. I was initially going to just move this battleship over to India to make a better, a little bigger navy. But I may actually move these guys over here, because as you can see, my pennies in China, I'm going to war with Japan. The idiot that was running Japan left all those planes alone in a territory without any cannon fodder. So the UK is going to attack them, and going to drop the manufactory in Hong Kong, and then we're going to move any surviving planes from the battle. And let's see, Quang Sai. Any surviving air units will fly to Kwang Tung. And it may be stupid because Japan bought a bunch of transports last round and was planning to use them for something else, but they very well may come take Hong Kong next turn and have their own factory. But if they fail, then the FEC is in great shape, and it'd be looking pretty bad for Japan. And they pretty much have to almost abandon this plan they had to attack Russia, both above and below Mongolia. But yeah, the UK is going to war with Japan first turn. Whoopsie. And over here I already moved it just because everybody knows where they came from. Came from West India and India. They claimed this pro-allies Eastern Persia, which isn't worth anything, but allows a nice British route through to Persia, which is pro-allies. So they're going to actually get an additional 2 British troops there. And you can still see all these knots. They need to be dealt with. Hopefully by turn 2, because this is pretty much all on the Allies. They want to clean this up because it's going to cause problems for them way more than it will the Axis. So the Allies need to waste units to take care of these refugees. And as I've stated previously, you can transport refugees back to the capital and gain 1 IPC, or you can just babysit them if you're the Allies. If the Axis were to take a territory with refugees, after 1 turn they could just murder them and be done with it, and not have to deal with wasting units to bring them back to the capital. I mean, or they could do that as well. No issue there. Oh, this is what I'm really excited for. Italy got stupid and they wasted, air quotes, wasted money to try to start a revolution in Turkey, and were successful. And Russia didn't take Turkey because they're going to let either the UK or, as you can see there, I put an Anzac troop. The Anzac is going to take either Greece or Turkey. I'm going to have to figure that out which one. And because Russia is probably next turn is going to spend all of its money on defense and a little bit for counterattacks. So they're not really going to be able to get the most value out of Turkey. But yeah, we're going to take Greece immediately. So that transport's going to drop a UK player on either Turkey or Greece, and Anzac on their turn will take the other country. And again, they're standing army, so Anzac will get a bunch of troops there, and the UK will get a bunch of troops in the other country. And we're going to do, what is it, Torino? Basically, we're going to try to take out the Italian Navy. And Germany moved a fighter there to help scramble to, at the bare minimum, try to scare off the English. But this is all about war, so we're going to see what happens. Maybe they'll scramble, and or maybe they'll just say goodbye to their ships and hope they can take as much as they can out. There's a battleship there, obviously, and a cruiser. And goodbye, transport. And right here we got the fighter from Malta, and we got the cruiser from Gibraltar. They're going to come and try to take out that destroyer, and with it we'll take out the transport. I'm really tempted to launch my planes to either go after the big navy or at least take out the battleship. But I got really lucky scrambling the last turn, and I feel like I need to save my fighters because they're pretty much the best defense against a land invasion, which it looks like is coming soon. So I'm going to save my fighters and not attack anything and just let Germany build that up and hope America, as soon as possible, can get a rival navy to come deal with them, hopefully sooner rather than later. And this bomber doesn't provide any defense, but it provides a lot of offense. So I'm just going to get it off the island rather than just have it be a sit and duck. And I initially was thinking, hey, I'll put it in Iceland. But that's not going to do any good because they can attack some German boats, but they don't have any boats to come along with it for cannon fodder, so that's useless. So I'm going to bring it to Gibraltar, where I have a penny. And they're within striking distance of a lot of stuff in Italy. And in Canada, I'm just going to move the artillery and the infantry from Ontario to Quebec. And that's where the factory is. Maybe next turn the UK, if they are still being dominated over in Europe, can start building a navy here. And I think that might be it for this turn for the UK. As usual, if I miss anything, oh yeah, right. Totally forgot. Scotland. I'm going to send some guys to Scotland to reinforce it. Because next turn, Germany doesn't have enough of transports to do sea line, but they could probably take Scotland if I leave it as is. So I'm probably going to move my 2 infantry into Scotland. And maybe a fighter, I'll figure it out, just to try to discourage Germany from taking Scotland, and which probably will just be a minor inconvenience, but I wanted to try to make them think twice about doing it. And I think that's, oh, hold on a second, totally forgot. I also rolled for the UK. The FEC got a roll of 5, and they picked war bonds because they're struggling for income, so any extra help would be appreciated. And UK Europe rolled a 3, so they could have had paratroopers or improved shipyards. And right now, improved shipyards doesn't look like a good pick, but hopefully in the long run they'll actually be very helpful. But because I just see that that'll probably be more of a help than paratroopers, although paratroopers can come from the island. And I may have to rethink this. Maybe next time I'll actually pick paratroopers just for a possible D-Day invasion. I'll have to sleep on that. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Have a good night. Bye.